everyone, and welcome back to The Wave. My name is Morgan.
And I'm Trey. We're so excited to get today's episode started.
But before we go any further, let's meet Yucks.
I'm Hunter, and I play drums in the band.
I'm the lead singer and rhythm guitarist and the writer of the band.
And I'm Jake, and I play bass.
So I started Yucks in quarantine in 2020, just on my own, like garage band on my phone type thing. And that's how like a lot of the first songs started. Around like November of like 2021, I got I was in college for guitar, and a bunch of guitar guys that I was in college with like just started playing live together at like open mics. And they didn't really stick around, but then me and Jake got really close, and he also played guitar. And so I didn't really have anyone to do bass at the time, so I told him that he should join, and he was up for it. So we did that, and we played with this guy Ethan for a really long time, and he ended up going back to college, so he wasn't available as much. And Hunter is in another local band called Easton Park, and he's like really, really great at every instrument he touches, basically. So we were like having this show with Easton Park, his band, and we needed a drummer for the show, so he said he would fill in for us, and we just never really stopped playing with him after that. So
I don't know, it's kind of like a mixture of like surf rock, but it's got like hints of like grunge in it. It's got hints of like punk,
Shoegaze.
yeah, shoegaze. It's just, I don't know, it's really
like,
indie.
It's just indie, like kind of California garage rock type of vibe, like just a lot of things mixed together.
I know for me personally, my favorite show that I've played was probably the first show that I played with them, which was
Creep
Show.
Show. We put together this Halloween show because there's not very many venues in Clarksville, but we knew that we really like a Halloween show is just a great opportunity for a really cool show. You know, everyone can dress up, and you can there's a lot of potential with the Halloween show. And we had this local venue that kind of let us like put together gigs on our own. So we did that. We got a really big turnout, and it was cool because we had put it together all on our own, and it went really well. And that was
really well.
Yeah.
We had like 5 bands on the bill.
Yeah.
And we packed it out, and it was like we did that, so it was really sick.
It was really fun. Yeah. We have a tour we're planning for the summer. We're gonna probably tour around the Northeast and do a lot of that, and we have our second album in the final stages of recording, so that's pretty exciting. I guess as far as goals go, we just want to keep doing it and just keep doing more and continue to be ambitious about it.
I'm so excited to see their performance later.
Me too. But before that, let's get you up to date on this week's music news.
SZA's monumental second album, SOS, continues to exceed expectations. The album was released on December 9th of last year, where it broke the record for the largest streaming week for an R&B album in the US. The album was SZA's first debut atop the Billboard 200 albums chart, and it stayed there for 7 consecutive weeks. The album fell to number 2 in its 8th week, but quickly rebounded to the number 1 spot. Now, after spending its 9th week at number 1, SOS is officially the longest-running number 1 album by a female artist in the current 2020s decade. Congrats, SZA!
Moon River Music Festival in Chattanooga, Tennessee has officially announced their artist lineup for this year. The lineup includes performances by Noah Cyrus, Houndmouth, Judah and the Lion, and more. The festival also has Hozier and Camp headlining. Moon River will be on September 9th through the 10th, and the pre-sale for the tickets begins on February 23rd.
Melanie Martinez fans, get ready because a new album may be coming soon. Melanie released her last album, K-12, in the fall of 2019. The album was a follow-up to the story she told on her debut album, Cry Baby, in 2015. Melanie has been posting subliminal clips and teasers on her social media, leaving fans to speculate that a new album is coming soon. One teaser depicted the message R.I.P. Crybaby, which could signify a departure from the Crybaby character that Martinez has become so well known for. Here's to hoping we find out more soon.
BTS fans, get ready, because new music is on the way. Since the group's recently announced break, BTS member Jimin has released his debut solo album called Face is coming soon. News of the solo project was announced through a short video clip revealing the album's name. Face is set to be released this year on March 24th.
That's it for this week's music news.
We'll be right back with Yucks after the break. And we are back with Yucks.
Thank you guys so much for being here today. So let's start off by saying, I think you guys have such a cool name, and I'm sure a lot of people wonder, how did you guys come about getting that name? Is there a story to it?
I had some spam account in like middle school, and I started this in quarantine, and I was sitting talking to my mom about what I wanted to name it, and she was like, "What about Yucks? Like your spam account?" And so I just did it. It was like Grimes, like just kind of something simple. It's not really that cool of a story.
Yay.
I think it's a cool story.
I think so too. So you had mentioned you started out just by yourself, and then gradually you all kind of joined. Was it just you and Jake just for a little bit, and then Hunter was added on?
For like a month or two, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of went from like a duo to like more of a bigger band, obviously. So
I played with a lot of different people. Like it was just kind of, the lineup was ever changing for a long time, and then Jake stuck around the longest, but Hunter eventually just kind of stuck around too.
Yeah.
So.
And there was no point where it was just V and I. I mean, we were the two only official members at a time, and Hunter was still filling for us.
Okay.
So, I mean, we were still all playing the shows together, but I mean, we were the only two official members for a little minute.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Well, speaking of working together, you guys all three together, do you guys have like a process when it comes to writing your music? Is there a certain procedure, I guess you would say, that you guys take to make your songs?
With album 1, it was all just like stuff that I had already written. But with album 2, it's been very collaborative. Like somebody will he's come up with like drum patterns that we like, or like bass riffs, or it's kind of very collaborative for album 2.
So it's not like a tried and true method for every time, you just kind of go with the flow?
No, sometimes it starts with lyrics, sometimes it starts with guitar. It just depends.
I got you.
Cool. So you're creating a new album right now, right? So do you possibly have any musical influences at all that's inspired like either your newest album or your recent one that's out now?
I think my biggest influence is, as a drummer, I take a lot of influence from like 90s grunge.
Okay.
So like Nirvana is a big influence on me, and so like Dave Grohl is definitely up there.
I love that.
And I feel like ever since I've started playing like live shows, especially since I've been a part of Yucks, I've definitely played harder because like energy and stuff like that. Because beforehand I would just be sitting in a room by myself just playing drums, but now in a live setting, it's 10 times better. And so I think with that, Dave Grohl has definitely inspired me even more because he would just beat the drums like crazy.
There's a million different like genres I feel like that we took from like shoegaze and like dream pop and all sorts of stuff. Really, it's not.
That's more recent though.
Yeah.
I feel like early on, at least with you were like. I feel like Peach Fit is like a big one.
Yeah, just indie. Anything indie.
I love that.
I think that's great though. It makes you a very diverse group, you know? Taking influences from everywhere. So speaking of albums, you guys are working on your second one, right? So how's the process been like working on that first album compared to working on the second one now? Has it been severely like different, or is it relatively the same, or how's that been?
The first album took over 2 years to do, but this one is in the final stages, and we've only been working on it for.
Yeah, we would sit in the studio and pop out 4 songs in a day, and we'd be like, I don't know how we did it, but it was just back to back to back to back.
The experience from the first album just made the second album a lot quicker. So it's really just we meet up with intentions to record anything, and we just try to be productive every time we meet up.
That's really cool. Okay. I love that. So you guys currently reside in Clarksville, Tennessee, I believe. And I believe it was you that said you really like the music scene in Clarksville, which I think is really interesting because when people think of music in Tennessee, they think of like Nashville or Memphis. So can you just kind of elaborate on that? Like,
it's an interesting little scene. A lot of the people are a lot older than us, so We're probably one of the youngest bands that is in Clarksville, and I feel like we're finally breaking into the Nashville scene a little bit. Like we played a couple shows at like the End and 6th Avenue Skate Park, but it's a growing scene. It's they've got their own festival there called Possum Stock, and we're trying to look for a home-based venue now because we used to have one but it closed down. But it's an alright spot.
It's a very intimate scene. Like if everyone kind of knows everyone, it's very cool how like tight knit everyone is in it. It's a smaller town. It's not in Nashville, but that makes it cooler almost just because everyone knows everyone, and it's really
there's a lot of like bands, kind of like super groups, I guess, because everyone is always in everyone else's band.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So kind of wrapping up here, do you kind of want to tell us where people can find your music and maybe some socials?
Yeah, we're Yucks everywhere. On any streaming platform you could think of, just look up Yucks. As far as Instagram goes, we're just under Planet Yucks. So
amazing. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All
Thank you
right.
guys so
So
much.
we'll be
Thank you
right
guys.
back with Yucks performance.
Yes. Thanks for watching this week's episode of The Wave. See you next week.
Be sure to check out our Instagram every Wednesday for new episodes. And to close out the show,
Yucks.
When you look in my eyes, do you think of the time that we went to the beach? Yeah, we shared our last kiss. When you think about me, do you laugh? Do you scream? Do you wish you never would? Do you try to forget? When you think about me, do your eyes start to leak? For the last several days, I've been in so much pain. All I want is you. Do you want me to? I miss you very much, trying to